Good morning, buenos días, ¿cómo están todos? 9 a.m. Central Time. This is live with Gaby Natale from the closet. One more time, connecting with each other every morning to, as I always say, recalibrate our energy, set our intentions, and start the day with the right food. If this is the first time, I'm always repeating the same thing in the beginning as everybody's joining. This is a simulcast, so this is a streaming that is being seen in multiple platforms at the same time. So if you're there, let me just say hello, good morning to everyone on Facebook, to everyone on Instagram, to everyone on Twitter, to everybody on Twitch, to everyone on YouTube. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing on Twitter? Today it's Friday. We are ready to start the weekend. We are ready for a fresh start. And as you always know, I like to share topics that are related to personal growth, topics that are related on how to improve your life. And I'm a big believer that every day counts, making every day count, planting seeds every day. I share with you that I feel that this is the year of the bridge. 2021 for me, I described it as the year of the bridge. Why? Because we're not in the world that was in, let's say, when we started the year, January in 2020 last year, and we're not in the point that we're going to be in January or February of 2021. We're like somewhere in the middle from the world. It's not the world that used to be. It's not the world that it's going to be. So this is the year of the bridge, and that's why I feel we have to be so intentional on how we use our time to emerge stronger. So that's part of what the topic is going to be today. Teo Rodriguez Salazar, good morning. Gaby, good morning, Teo. How are you doing? So let me set bonito fin de semana for you too. So let me just, Giancarlo is saying hello, baby. Okay, my name is Gaby, not baby. Hi, Giancarlos. And then let me just put today's banners, which is making plans in uncertain times, 3 ways to stay strong. That is going to be today's topic. So hang in there. We're going to start live with Gaby Natale from the closet in just 20 seconds. Right after these opening credits.
There has never been a better time to be a pioneer than right now. Diversity is beautiful! Thank you!
Good morning to everyone. Today's topic here in the live is making plans in uncertain times. 3 ways to stay strong, because so many of you, we believe that this is the year, as I said, this is the year of the bridge, and this is a year that we want to make the most. This is a year that we want to grow. This is a year that we want to be intentional. This is a year where we want to make a difference. It doesn't matter what we have in front of us. We've survived so many challenges in the past, and we are building to emerge stronger. And that's what this whole space every morning is about. How can we emerge stronger? Let me read some of your comments and start with today's topic. Yelitza Arostegui saying, hi, Gaby, indeed. We learn and grow every day, and hopefully to become a better versions of ourselves. Absolutely. Caroline Roldan Collins, good morning, Gaby. Good morning. Juan Beltran is saying, good morning, Gaby. Blessing for you. Blessings back. So let's start with today's topic real quick. We just mentioned that this is the year of the bridge, a year that is going to take us to new destinations. We're still not there, but what we want to do is to dream, make plans, execute to emerge stronger. So today's topic is making plans in uncertain times, 3 ways to stay strong. And the first one, it's very intuitive, but sometimes we don't think about it and we get so overwhelmed. The first one is to distinguish between the things that you can control and the things that you cannot control. Especially in times of uncertainty, there's so much, people. Right now, there's so much that we cannot control. We don't know. We cannot control if in our cities or in our countries there's going to be more or less lockdowns, if the schools are going to remain open or they're going to close, if the vaccines are going to be rolled out very fast or not. There's so many things that affect our everyday life that we cannot control, that the wisest, better thing that we can do for our own well-being, for our own peace of mind, is to focus on those things that we can control. We can be intentional every day with our energy. We can be intentional every day with our nurturing. We can be intentional every day with how we treat each other. Those are the things that we can be intentional. Those are some of the things that can be within our control. So one way to plan in uncertain times is make a distinction and be very intentional about what you can control and what you cannot control. Another thing that we've mentioned many times here in the morning, in the live, is that we should always keep in mind alternative scenarios. When there's a situation that is very uncertain, when there's a situation that is very fluid, one thing that we have to keep always in mind is plan A, B, C, D, E, F, all the alphabet if you want, because as situations are so fluid, the fact that you're having multiple alternative plans is what is going to give you some peace of mind, some relief that if things change and they are fluid, you have thought about what are the next steps, even when things change. So that's the first one. Let me read some of you. Maria Cristina Camelino, beso. We cannot control uncertain times, says Cristina. Juan Beltrán, podemos hacer muchos planes, pero los de Dios son otros con nosotros. Lo mejor es no soltarse de su mano. Gaby, gracias Juan por ese pensamiento. Un beso enorme. So let's go to the second one, which says, and I'm kind of jumping in from Spanish to English. He's saying, keep your eyes on faith, keep your eyes on God. We're making plans, but we're not alone. Just translating real quick. Buenos días. Half of the goal is to show up, says Jordan. Absolutely, Jordan. Consistency. Consistency is so important. Now, let's go to the second. Small steps add up to achieve big goals. Small steps add up to achieve big goals. And what we mean by that is that sometimes when we think about big goals, we become overwhelmed. I know so many students, they sign up for, medicine or law, whatever it is, and they have this goal in mind, but sometimes it becomes very overwhelming because they know the road ahead is years. The road ahead is a lot of studying. The road ahead is so much commitment. And I always tell them, whether it is with your studies or with your career or with your business, focus on the, plan ahead. As I always say, starting small does not mean that you're thinking small. So dream big, plan ahead, but every day focus in the things that you have ahead of you, in front of you. Every day focus on the things that you have in front of you, because when you're thinking so much of everything that you have ahead of you is when you start feeling overwhelmed. So step by step, and slow wins the race. And that's why I'm very intentional about celebrating small victories. Celebrating small victories, for example, for me with my book, and this is based on my book, The Virtuous Circle, that we just launched with HarperCollins Leadership. It's in the chapter, The Architect, the chapter that is dedicated to planning. When I did my book, if I sat down and I said, oh, now I have to write 60,000 or 70,000 words, and I would think about my deadline, and I would think about, the publisher's expectations, or if people were going to love it or not. Those are the type of thoughts that are going to immobilize you. All you have to do is every day show up. I remember I lit a little white candle. I woke up early. I set my intentions, and I said, give me the message that people are going to need, or whoever is going to come across this book is going to need. And every day you show up, there's a blank page or a blank computer, a Word document, and you show up and you do your work every day. Instead of thinking about the whole book being completed, instead of thinking about having every single answer, every single word, every single idea, I just focused on what was that I had to do every day. At some points it was writing, at some points it was editing, at some points it was reviewing, at some points it was fact checking, at some point it was reading the back cover, making sure that everything was good, at some point it was checking out the design of the cover. Every day was a different day. And one day I realized the whole book was finished. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, I think it's very important, especially for meaningful and big projects, that you break it down in small steps, and that every time you finish one of those small steps, pat yourself in the back. You did good. You finished writing one page, you did good. You finished writing one chapter, you did good. Today you study for your exam, you did good. Today, if you wanted to lose a lot of pounds, today you exercised, today you ate healthy, you did good. So every day, break it down in smaller steps, because those smaller steps compounded are the ones that are going to give you that end goal that you're looking for. And in the way, and if you make mistakes along the way, don't punish yourself. Be kind to yourself. There's a lot already going on for us to be punishing each other. Laura Kriska, hey, she's a fellow author. Hello, Laura, how are you doing? You're so impressive. I completely agree. Small steps. It took me years to fully understand. Thank you so much for joining us today, Laura. Follow her. She's one of the authors also in HarperCollins Leadership. Thank you for stopping by. Then we have another one, which is the third one. This chapter that I'm talking about from the book is all about being an architect for your energy. And I think this is one of the wisest lessons we can learn, because once we understand how important it is to nurture, to protect, like something precious that you have, your energy, your peace. I remember that back in the day, I watched movies that were bad for me, because I finished watching the movies and there was so much violence, so much hatred, that I finished watching the movies and then I went to sleep and I had all kinds of nightmares. And then I remember there was a time with so many news of people being beheaded, terrorists beheading people, and people watching those videos that were so graphic about suffering, about mutilations, about sadistic practices. And I understand it is the news, but I don't need to see the video. I don't need to see the graphic elements to know that this is barbaric, because I know that is going to hurt me forever. I'm very sensitive. So I've chosen a long time ago to stay informed, but to stay informed in an intentional way, where I know the facts, where I know what's going on, where I know what's happening in the world, but I don't need to see the video of somebody dying or the live stream of somebody going through horrible things. I already know something is happening. I can get the information and I can raise awareness. I can be an activist. I can do whatever I need to do, but I don't want to see the graphic details. That particularly is one way I chose for myself to protect my energy, to protect my peace. There can be other ways. There's people who you have maybe in your world or in your workplace. Some people you cannot choose if you can interact with them or not, but if they are in your circle of friends and they are not people who make you feel good, or people who are encouraging, or they are people who are putting you down, maybe it's time to clean house. Cleaning house is another way of protecting your energy, of protecting your peace. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a big fight. It doesn't mean that you have to have a big argument with somebody. just inside of you, you think, I'm not aligned with this person, or I'm not aligned with this project, I'm not aligned with this idea, this is not really bringing value to my life, or this is not aligned with who I am anymore. And you just choose different options. You don't need to have a fight, or you don't need to have a big breakup with a person. You just choose some other things that are aligned with who you are and prioritize them. And just naturally, those new choices are going to have a bigger place in your life, a bigger place in your everyday world. Oscar Sagal, thank you for sharing the detailed process of getting your book done. So insightful and humble on your behalf. Thank you so much. I love to share it because since I wrote it, I received so many questions on how it is done, or how did the opportunity came across, or what it felt like, or, I found out that really so many people have a book in their hearts or in their minds, and they are afraid of the process, or they are afraid of not having the book picked up by a big publishing house. And that's not what a book is about. Right now, you can write the book in your computer, you can publish it independently, have it on Amazon, really electronically. Right now, 80% of the book sales in electronic books, in e-commerce, are coming from Amazon. So you can still have that book on Amazon, being an independent publisher. You don't need a big publishing house behind you. I mean, it's great if you can have it, but you don't need to. So don't let that immobilize you. Don't let that be the reason why you are not doing it. Focus on the process. If you have a book in your heart, just take it outside, and that might be the message that can be life-changing for somebody else. That can be the message somebody else is needing, and you're stopping yourself from sharing it just because of the how. Sometimes we don't know the how. Sometimes we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. So even if you don't have the how, but you do have that burning desire to have that message, whether it is a book, a video, a play, whatever, a business, if you have that passion inside of your heart, don't stop the how. Don't allow the how to stop you, because sometimes the how works itself out when you have all the pieces in place, and sometimes it doesn't. But there might be alternative hows that you don't even know, like this of being an independent publisher, and that can open doors for you. So don't allow this how to stop you from executing, especially if it's a book. It's just you and the computer. You just have to sit down and start writing. Yeah, it sounds simple, but it's complex, I know. But still, it's just you and the computer. So Caroline is saying, recognizing who are your energy drainers. I love it. We said energy vampires, energy drainers. Stay away from them. Spend your time with those who fuel and spark your dreams to come true, and you will find peace and happiness in your life. Absolutely. That's what we talked about when we said cleaning house, right? If there's some people in your life that maybe you chose them, if they're friendships or acquaintances, you chose them when you had different interests, when your life was different, or maybe you inherited them because they were the friends of, an ex-husband, an ex-wife. They were friends from a career you don't even do anymore, a job you're not even there anymore. They are not aligned with whatever your life or your values are right now. So why not? Why not realign your social circle? Melissa Boyas, you're so right. Be aware of what we watch, especially graphic images and violence. Yes, I have to recognize I am more sensitive than most people. So I know that what is okay or is not going to be so disturbing for other people might be very disturbing for me, but still I stayed away from it. And clean your energetic house to feel better in your life overall. Fantastic. I love it, Melissa Boyas. Thank you for sharing from Facebook. So let's do a quick recap on today's topic. It is making plans in uncertain times. 3 ways to stay strong. First, distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot control. The second one, small steps add up to achieve big goals. That's why you have to celebrate your small victories, pat yourself in the back every day when you're doing things the way it's supposed to go, and be merciful with yourself when sometimes you're having a bad day. But remember, those little steps, when you sum them up, as I shared with the example of the book, just showing up every day, doing my work, showing up every day, writing what I had to write, was what at the end of the day gave me a finished book. This was written one word at a time. And then one day you realize you wrote a lot and you have a book. And the third one is be an architect of your energy and of your peace. Make sure that the people who surround you, the ones that you can choose, not every time you can choose who surrounds you, especially at work, but whenever you can, make sure that you are choosing people, contents, movies, podcasts, books, whatever in your life that is aligned with your energy. And that's why you can protect a little bit more of your energy, which at the end of the day is what you want. Oscari says the how works itself out when you have a goal. Powerful approach, Gabby. Yes, many times it happens like that. It's not infallible, not every time, but I see a lot of people who don't start because they don't have the whole roadmap. It's so wonderful to start and have the whole roadmap for you and to know that A, B, C, D, E, and everything is going to be perfect. Most of the times in life, it doesn't happen like that. Most of the times in life, even when you have the whole roadmap, unexpected things happen. And that's why I say start anyway, take, of course, calculated risks if it involves financial decisions. But in the example that I gave, which is a book, it's just your time and a computer. So why not start? You have nothing to lose. Amen for curating what surrounds us. Absolutely, people. We went overtime, 22 minutes. So thank you for being there with me this morning as we set our intentions for the day, as we fine-tune how we are envisioning our day, our year, this 2021, the year of the bridge. Everything we have to do to grab the skills, the mindset, the lessons, everything that will allow us to emerge stronger from this bridge that is 2021. So, as I always tell you, it's time for the affirmations. Remember, stay strong with your vision, inner voice over outer noise. Inner voice over outer noise. As I tell you every day, your uniqueness is your gift to this world. Whatever makes you unique, that's not a reason to be ashamed. Your uniqueness is your gift to this world. Don't jump to permanent conclusions based on temporary circumstances. What we're living through might not be something that we like, but it is not permanent. Don't jump to permanent conclusions about your dreams, about your skills, about your future, about your projects, based on circumstances that are only what? Temporary. And the last one that I tell you before we say goodbye, when you open yourself up to the world, when you make that call, when you make that pitch, when you put yourself out there, when you open yourself up to the world opens itself up back to you. Besitos. Happy Friday, everybody. See you on Monday.